Hey everyone, this is Rushlock, and we're looking at OBS. You can see the version number in the upper left-hand corner here to see if the video is still up to date with your version of it. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to be, I guess, somewhere near. So this video overview is for if you're wanting to learn how to record with OBS, whether it be for YouTube, personal use, if you're trying to do a training video of some sort. So we're going over basic concepts here. If you want to use this will say start recording, obviously I'm recording live, so you're seeing my OBS session. Let's go to settings. General, if you want a screenshot of it, this is what I have mine set up to. I can't imagine immediately what you want to change, but if you run into any issues, you can always just ask in the comments down below. Both streaming and output are only relevant if you want to do a live broadcast. We're going to skip those for this video. We'll cover those in a separate one. Audio, again, screenshot if you want to. Just pause the video, take a look at it, compare it to what you're using. I would recommend staying away from using default. For example, my mic has a default disabled or microphone option picking my actual device. Pick your actual devices and stay away from default settings where possible to help just avoid issues. Video capture. I can't really edit anything, obviously, because we're recording right now. Again, though, you can use it as a screenshot. A lot of what you use here is going to be dependent upon your hardware. You want to go, stay native with the resolution that you're actually running your system in and/or your applications. But you can read through these at your leisure and kind of get a better feel for what your rig can handle. Hotkeys I haven't really messed with. You can do this if you want to customize. Finally, advanced. Most of this should auto-populate. I'll leave it up here if you want a screenshot to compare and contrast to, but basically this should all autofill the way that you want it to be. One of the bigger things going into, I believe, output and then recording, specifically you can change where the file is saved. Recording format, if you want to go to YouTube, you're going to have to change this to MP4 at some point. Now, whether that be you record in MP4 or record in FLV and then convert it, that's going to be dependent upon your editing process. But if you want to record, finish recording, and then immediately throw it up, you might want to look at what format you're running in. I know that I've actually thrown FLV up to YouTube immediately. Ace is the person who handles our editing. I saw mentioned on Discord the other day that that can't happen, so maybe we'll clear that up and solidify a clear answer on that. But for me, FLV, I can do recordings and throw them up no problem. Maybe it has to do with the editing process. Like I can throw up raw FLV videos up no problem, but maybe when something gets edited at all, it has to convert back to MP4 before it can go any further. That would make sense. Again, with the encoders and the rescale outputs, you can use it as a screenshot or just pause the video, compare and contrast to your current settings. Again, you want to be as close to your native as possible. Things will change. You have to downscale sometimes when your rig just can't handle it. I don't think audio here. Yeah, audio won't matter so much. This is for like your live streaming. The replay buffer doesn't matter. So through the output, you can go back and look at this recording tab here. So earlier in the video when I say skip streaming and outputs, it's mostly true. This is just if you need to change where you want to save the file. If you're trying to overlay multiple audio tracks, you want to change what format you're recording in, and a couple other options here you can look at your convenience. But that about covers it. This will get you through your basic recording session. Let's say, for example, let's go to our Eve scene. All right, so scenes column here. If I'm doing Eve online, there's a live stream. This is the scene that I'll use. If I want to go to display and show us on my desktop, I'll go here. And if I want to show like a specific game that's different, I'll make a separate scene for it. Name it Idle for Idle Champions. Once we have your scene established, then we start using sources. Here in Idle Champions, it just pulls the game capture. So we've just basically right-clicked, added, looked for game capture, found the game, and gone from there. If I bring the actual game up, running in the background, you can see it actually starts moving again. And as soon as I minimize the game, it'll pause again. To show you another frame or another viewpoints here, if I let the game run in its natural resolution or height and width, we know with these black bars on our side, you can do some editing. Put some images and graphics on the side if you want to make it pretty. However, if you hit Shift and drag, or hold Shift and drag, you can artificially stretch the images to fill the space. I can't tell you, when it's right or wrong to do so. This is basic enough for the game capture. I'm usually just doing tutorial guides or updates on new events, new champions, so this is sufficient for the recording purposes. But if you want to add anything else, you just always go right-click, add, and then all these different categories. Typically, game capture and window capture will be what you use more often than not. Images, if you're just capturing a still image. Display capture is what I have over here on the scene for display. Browser sources are usually for broadcasting. For example, over in my Eve session over here, or scene, if I want to capture like StreamBoss or Streamlabs, or if I want to put an image in place, we talked about images earlier, and then I'll populate with text, you can always do add text there. But again, your most common one is going to be based on right-clicking, adding, and looking for either game capture or window capture or display. Anything past that is just getting a little more advanced and probably more relevant for streaming than it is for recording. But again, if you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to ask. Post them in the comment section down below, and hopefully this will help some of you get your recording up and running, and we'll do a separate video later for live streaming. You all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.